Well, at least Trotter and I will match. With his black coat and my matching cloak, we will be a difficult pair to spot. 'Tis not getting any earlier, and all that's left is to go back down.
You look ready for adventure, but it is a risk.
But a risk worth taking. We have to do what we can.
I wish Samuel would get here.
No more than I. But don't forget, you need to talk with Mr. Bradbury as soon as he comes in and prepare him to leave with Samuel.
Don't worry, I'll handle everything, and as soon as Samuel shows up, I'll send him on to meet you.
Well, 'tis dark now, so I can't wait any longer. I must leave for Corwin's without any further delay.
Godspeed.
Trotter, we have to go out one more time today, and this will be our most dangerous trip yet, but also our most rewarding if we are successful. Time to get you harnessed. All set. Be as stealthy as you can, Trotter. We don't want to alarm anyone. Going to bring back Mrs. Bradbury, so you must be quiet for me one more time, Trotter. I hope the groom has found the ship's tavern as enticing tonight as he thought it would be the other afternoon, because if he's here, this is going to be a very short trip. Are you there, Mrs. Bradbury?
Yes, I've been hoping you would come. Someone is coming. Hide!
So, I find you here at night as well as in the day.
Someone is coming. Hide!
So, I find you here at night as well as in the day.
Someone is coming. Hide!
So, I find you here at night as well as in the day.
Someone is coming. Hide!
So, I find you here at night as well as in the day.
Someone is coming. Hide!
So, I find you here at night as well as in the day.
Someone is coming. Hide!
I see you are safe for the night. With my groom in town, I wanted to assure myself that he had not failed to secure your room.
As you can see, I'm quite safely detained here.
Remember our discussion and what you and your husband must do when he comes tomorrow.
I have not forgotten our discussion.
Very well. I will see you tomorrow.
Are you all right, Mrs. Bradbury?
I am fine. Do you really think this will work?
Before we leave, let's push some straw up into the shape of a person and cover it with your blanket.
Oh, that really looks quite realistic.
Yes, but it needs something. Now that looks perfect.
How did you come to have a bonnet just like the one I wear?
It was a gift from Rebecca Preston. She said it might provide protection in the dark.
It is often said she is foresighted, and that should buy us some time if anyone looks in.
Everything is arranged. Let's make haste before Corwin comes back.
Lead the way. I will follow you.
I have the cart by the woods this way.
I'm right behind you.
I brought a cloak for you as well to keep warm.
That is a comfort.
We are to drive toward the ordinary, and we will be met on the way by Samuel Phipps and your husband, and they will take you to safety in Framingham.
Oh, my husband? That is wonderful.
I should also tell you that I was outside the window and overheard Corwin's offer of clemency in exchange for your husband's land. However, just this afternoon, I overheard Stoughton and Corwin discussing their plan to execute you, even if your husband signs over the land grant.
That is not surprising. I never thought he would let me escape execution.
Well, now it seems he has little to say about that.
I can hardly wait to see my husband. With all this rushing to get away, I still don't know who my savior is.
My name is Jane Darcy, and I am here with Bethia Phipps, the granddaughter of Thomas Danforth.
Mr. Danforth has always been a just man.
Yes, he is, and his grandchildren Samuel and Bethia deserve to be remembered for their part in stopping this madness as well.
Aren't you a nice owl?
He is more than that. He is my lookout. Let's pull over here.
That is surprising.
'Tis an interesting story. Your granddaughter, Miss True, and I were out for a walk the other evening, and we came across this owl, and he appeared to be injured. Janie bent down and placed her hands about him, and then he was better and flew away.
She does seem to have inherited that gift. It is not uncommon in my family, as my grandmother could oftentimes do the same.
It is a wonderful gift.
I do hope Samuel and my husband have not met with any trouble.
As do I. I think I see someone coming. Let's pull over.
I agree. I can't make out who is coming.
Neither can I.
Hello, Jane. I understand you have decided to become a competitor in the cargo hauling business.
Certainly not by choice. I was afraid we wouldn't see you before we got to the ordinary.
Mary, are you all right?
I am fine, especially now that you are here.
Mr. Bradbury, I have serious news for you. Corwin and Stoughton are not as they appear. They have been conspiring to force you to sign over your land grant in Maine in exchange for Mrs. Bradbury's pardon. However, their aims are far more sinister. As soon as you put your signature to the grant, they plan to arrest you and proceed with your wife's execution, using Janie as leverage to enforce your silence at the trial. Your wife can fill you in on the details as you travel.
As we spirited Miss True away to safety last night, their evil plan will never be fulfilled.
Bethia told me all about last night, and our family will always be in debt to both you and Miss Darcy.
We are all so happy to have been able to help you.
We have one problem that I'm not sure how to solve. It seems Runner has pulled a tendon in his right foreleg, and I'm not sure how much further he can go.
Could we exchange Runner and Trotter, and then have you on your way?
I'm not sure that Runner would even be able to pull your cart back to the ordinary.
That's all right. I can walk and lead him.
Before we do that, let me have a look at his leg.
She does have a way with animals sometimes.
It looks fine to me now. Perhaps you are mistaken.
That's amazing. When we looked to him a ways back, I would have thought he couldn't have made it more than another mile at most.
I've seen her do that before, but I am always...
I told Miss Darcy that helping animals does seem to run in our family.
From what I have seen, there's little doubt of that.
Then it looks like we're ready to go.
Oh, I have one more piece of good news for you, Mr. Bradbury. I had the chance to look around Corwin's study this afternoon when he was out, and found your land grant which Stoughton had provided him from the archives in Boston.
This is good news indeed.
With your land grant back in your possession, they have no way forward, so all their schemes have been for naught.
Take care getting back to the ordinary, Miss Darcy.
Just make sure you deliver your cargo safely.
Don't worry about that, I will.
In that case, I am officially out of the cargo business. Here I am again in Boston, having just returned last evening from Salem. Who would have thought so much could have transpired in so few days? I have a great deal to put down, but time and discretion dictate that I wait until my return to Pemberley before giving a full account. One of the most interesting aspects of living in this new world is that it seems to bring out the most evil intents of men, but also the most wondrous gifts of the heart, as demonstrated by extreme kindness and courage. And as is always the case, the good will triumph over the evil. I have already heard that both Corwin and Stoughton are furious, as it seems so many of their plans are coming unravelled. However, the best news is that Mr. Danforth has been working with Governor Phipps and has put in place the structure necessary to dismantle the court of Oyer and Tamana and in the acceptance of spectral evidence in all forthcoming proceedings. I am quite confident that we have seen the last of the hideous decisions which have led to so much heartbreak and misery for the inhabitants of our new world. It will be interesting to see how future generations will judge what has occurred in Salem and how those responsible will attempt to hide their culpability. I know that there is much work for Mr. Danforth in the forthcoming months, but I am certain that the ultimate resolution is in good hands, as he is an honest and godly man. I have to close for now, as Mamma is waiting for me, as we will soon be boarding the ship for home. Have no fear, I will not soon forget what has happened the last few days, and will make certain to record everything so at least our family will know what happened.
What an astounding account! Who would have known?
Indeed, I am so glad that my distant aunt preserved what otherwise would have been lost forever. It is actually a wonderful inheritance for everyone in our family.
Yes, a history from a very trying time.
I am so proud that my Aunt Jane accomplished so much by listening to the spirit of her conscience and following through, even when the situation looked most dire. All this excitement I almost forgot. Papa has asked if I could plan a visit to the Cavendishes, which works out perfectly, as I had been hoping to spend some time with our daughter Mariah. It will be so good to visit with Mariah in person. I feel she has much to say which she is not comfortable including in her letters.
Isn't the diamond referred to as the Devil's Heart, owned by the Cavendish family?
Yes, precisely the ones.
I've heard that the Devil's Heart carries a curse.
Yes, I have also heard that. So, if no one minds, I will leave you to a wonderful evening and retire to start putting things together for my upcoming visit and see what I can discover about the curse of the Devil's Heart.